Hi everybody, I'm Pamela from Pamela's Postings and Thistlefire Quilt and Studios. Thank you for joining me. I am doing the clue number 2 and video number 2 for Dazzle Burst, which is my 2015 mystery quilt, and I'll be sharing some ideas as to how you can navigate through this. If you read the instructions and you want a little bit of extra help, this is more, this is for you. I'm happy to be able to do these videos for you. I hope that they help. Last week we went over how to take fabric and square off the edges and cut them into strips so that you could turn those strips into squares. Well, today what we're going to do is we're going to do step 1 again. We're going to take our fabric and we're going to cut them into strips, but we're going to cut them into different sizes than what we did last time. And we're going to take our strips and we're going to use 2 of them together and turn our strips into half square triangles. I will be showing you how to do this with a tool called the Easy Angle triangle tool, which is really helpful. You take this and you line it up onto your strips. I'll show that to you in a minute, and you can cut out your triangles really efficiently and really quickly. You can bang them all out within no time. It's a very useful tool. If you don't have this tool, I'll give you the written instructions on how to use it or how to make the half square triangles without this tool. So either way, you should be good to go. So let's go over to the cutting board and see what we got. Hi everybody, so we're at the cutting table right now, and I'll tell you what I've done up to this point. I have taken my dark colors. So I have my dark blue and I have my dark yellow. These are my darker shades. The other lighter shades are still set aside. I don't even want to look at them right now because I don't want to get them mixed up. And I took my dark shades and I have cut 4.5-inch strips out of both colors. I've made 6 4.5-inch strips, and this is the measurement that you would use if you're going to be using the Easy Angle ruler triangle cutting guide. If you have this, then you're all set. If you don't, you might want to consider picking one up there at Joann's. You can get them in many stores, I'm sure, but if you have a 50% off coupon, which I know that they have in store right now, especially if you have the email specials, you can get this for a really inexpensive price. It's well under $10 when you use a coupon at the store, and it's such a time saver. I recommend it. So I've taken my my strips and I have put them right sides together, and I actually folded them in half so that they're laying on the cutting board right sides together and then folded in half. So basically I have 4 layers of fabric right here, and I'm going to take my Easy Angle cutting tool and I'm going to set this top triangle over the darkened area, over the cut edge on one end, and I'm going to line up the other end, the other cut end, on the 4.5-inch line, which is right here. So when I put that down, and I've cut off the side where the selvage is, so that's nice and clean and straight, and when I set that down, it lines up perfect, and I'm able to make my cut. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this is what I have. And when I open them up, I have 2 pairs of light and dark fabric. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these over to the sewing machine, and I will sew my 1/4-inch seam along the long side. So when you open them up, essentially you will have, I didn't sew any of these yet, so you're going to have to just imagine it with me. But when you open them up, what you're going to have is something that looks something like this. It'll look better than this because it'll be sewn in the proper place where I'm just sort of winging it, but you'll have half square triangles. And so you want to cut all of your strips with your Easy Angle tool at the 4.5-inch increment line, and when you finish one side, you just flip the tool over and you do the next side on the straight side, the straight edge, and there you go, we got another one. So here within seconds I've made 4 sets of these triangles. So that's how you do this with the Easy Angle cutting tool. And now next I'll show you how to do it without the cutting tool. Okay, so if you don't have the easy angle cutting tool, that's fine. You can still make half square triangles. You just have to do a little bit of a different computation as far as how it is you're going to cut out your strips. To make the strips be the correct size for this method, you need to cut them out at 4 7/8 inches, which is kind of a weird size. So but you know, if you don't have the tool, that's fine. You can still make what you need to make. So you're going to be making, just like before, the 4 7/8 inch strips, which I have right here. With both your dark colors, you're going to put right sides together. So I have my right sides together, and I placed them down and I cut them into 4 7/8 inch squares. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your square and you're going to set it down so that you got your points. It's kind of in a diamond shape, and you're going to take your points, you're going to draw a line from, and I'm doing this in a pen so you can see it, you're going to be drawing a line right down from one point from the top down to one point in the bottom. And if all comes out correctly, you'll see a line, which you can see most of my lines. So here's my line going right down the center. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this to your sewing machine and you're going to sew right along a 1/4 inch seam on each side of the line. So you're going to go down one side, you're going to turn around and go down the other side. And then when you're done sewing your seam, what you're going to do is you're going to cut on the line that you initially drew. So that's going to make your half square triangles turn into half square triangles. So this one big square is going to turn into 2 half square triangles. And because you've made your line, you know where you need to sew, and once you cut it down the center and you've sewn it, which I didn't, so you're going to have to imagine it with me, but I'm trying to get this out for you so you can see. But when you've sewn it down that a 1/4 inch over from that line, now you have your half square triangles. So you need to make 84 of these large half square triangles in order to be able to have enough to finish your project. So go ahead and start cutting and start measuring and start using your tools, and go ahead and make 84 half square triangles with the dark shades of your colors of your choice. And we will catch up with you again next time. Clue number 3 next week. Thank you. Bye.